having a beautiful, I invite you to find a comfortable seated position. And the more supported you are, probably the better. You're welcome to sit up on blocks or bolsters or a couple blankets or pillows. And I invite you to we'll begin to reach the crown upwards, allowing the shoulders to relax away from the ears. Maybe the shoulder blades will even fall a bit towards each other and down the spine. Opening up the chest and allowing for more room to breathe. And then bringing our awareness to the alignment and the breath ahead. And exhale back down. Gently expand on the inhalation. And they gently contract on the exhale. We want to imagine that we're bringing fresh oxygen all the way up to the crown of our head and maybe even to the forehead. Drawing energy upwards from this beautiful sacred earth that sustains us. The torso to the crown of the head. And take 3 more deep breaths here. Ohms, aligning and harmonizing our physical body with our energy and our thoughts, so that what we think and feel and do in the world are aligned, and especially aligned with the most elevated and evolved part of ourselves. So we'll inhale together and exhale, and inhale to chant. We'll begin to move gently. If you'd like, you can remove the cushions or blankets from underneath you. And we'll begin by moving the spine ever so gently, exhaling, rounding, and inhaling. Lifting the head, stretching the front of the neck. The front of the neck doesn't get enough stretching. Inhaling and exhaling. And last one. And allowing the arms to rise above us on the inhalation, stretching, reaching downward with the hips and inhaling, lifting both arms, exhaling to the opposite side. If you'd like to deepen this stretch, then you can interlace your fingers the non habitual way, press the palms up towards the ceiling, or you can root down with the hip and reach away with the hands. And finishing up on the opposite side from the one we started. Palms together, exhaling down, giving ourselves a little bath of unconditional love and encouragement for this evening, honoring whatever it is that is alive within you. For many, these are very challenging times, and it's so important that we provide spaces without distraction so that we can really feel at least a little bit of what is alive within us. I'll invite you to move at the pace of your own breath, measuring the movement with the breath, or measuring the breath with the movement, to pause and rest at any point. And inhaling up, a little bit of movement. Points of contraction and expansion. Pointing the toes away from the body and then inhaling, drawing them back towards us. So the core is already doing. We're strengthening the legs here, increasing flexibility and range of motion in the feet, which so often get ignored, but they're the parts of our body that keep us grounded. All right, one more. Inhaling forward, exhaling back, and let's pause and notice sensations. It's easy to forget in the grief and in the stress of the moment for many of us that we're so lucky to be alive. So as we tune into the sensations in our body, let them be the whole lower body. We can sense and even observe visually the movement in the thighs and the hips. And also, if there's a difference from one side to the next, is one side a little more flexible than the other? Training ourselves to observe without judgment, which is such good practice for life. Pausing and observing without judgment the sensations from toes to hips. Finger is used to being on top, then you'll go ahead and place the left finger on top and vice versa. Inhaling, draw in, exhaling, extend. And on this next time, we'll gaze up, straightening the leg any amount that's available, and exhaling back down. Beautiful and healthful posture. And relax and release. Bringing the feet a little bit further apart. We'll let the ankles or the feet flop side to side. Great. Again, exploring the whole range of motion, opening up the chest and allowing the shoulders to relax away from the ears. And pausing. And we'll draw the feet in towards each other into butterfly, Baddha Konasana. And again, interlacing the fingers around the toes this time. We'll sign. Moving with the breath, inhaling and exhaling. little bit or jut the chin forward. Find ways to get into the parts of the body that are holding tension that you might not even have noticed. And let's pause here. And then we'll do a bit of a left hip and the left ear towards each other, and then inhale to neutral, exhale to the other side. I have a lot of pent up energy that's needing a place of release. If you're feeling any, so first making fists with the hands and then circling around, exploring the whole range of motion. And reversing directions. You may be spending a lot of time on the computer right now, so your wrists and forearms might be feeling it. And then we'll alternate lifting fingers up towards the ceiling. Great. And then inhaling to open the arms. Exhaling to cross and close. Inhaling to open. Exhaling to cross and close. Tight squeeze. Inhaling. And really taking a moment here to feel that stretch from fingertip to fingertip running through the heart center. We'll squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then exhaling, closing. Sensations. So hopefully the spine is warmed up enough to comfortably come into a gentle camel. So you can bring the hands to the low back, and we'll open up the chest, and toes can be tucked here. And we'll begin to engage the glutes, pressing the hips forward and opening up a little bit more here, inhaling. And let's come out of it gently, exhaling. Well, feel free to move in and out. If you're stretched, and you're welcome to bring your hands down towards your feet, if that's available today. Full deep breath here. And again, you're welcome to continue to move in and out dynamically. You can even extend the right leg, I'll mirror you. Extend the right leg out. The foot will be parallel to the mat. Down towards the right hand down towards the leg. And stretching the side body all the way from the knee to the fingertip. Breath. And then inhaling up. And exhaling to the other side. And inhaling up. Palms together, exhaling down through the midline. Pausing at the heart center and noticing sensations in the body. You can move props out of the way if they're there. So reaching downward with tucking your hands or using a blanket. Wherever you're at, take deep, full breaths here. And slowly making our way back up. Let's come into a squat. So right underneath the heels. They're also underneath the hips, but all right. It's getting darker, I'm noticing. I hope you can see me okay. So we'll bring the elbows to the insides of the legs and lengthening the spine, reaching the crown upwards. A moment with the eyes closed to feel the sensations in the body. Notice where the stretch is happening. And then if it's available to you, then we'll gaze up on the inhalation, and then exhale. We'll press the knees in towards each other, rounding the spine. Moving at the pace of your own breath, inhaling and exhaling. And again, this gazing up gives us an opportunity to stretch the front of the throat. Last one. And we'll inhale, and then bringing the hands down towards the mat. You have a couple options here. So if you have blocks handy, and you know that you might need them, then you can bring the blocks close. We're going to come into a forward fold. So for those of you who have either short legs or very flexible hamstrings, then this will be easier. For some, it will be more challenging, and you might want to have the blocks handy, or just use the strength of your body for support. But so we'll inhale here, and then if you are super flexible, then you might want to tuck your hands underneath the arches of your feet. So inhaling here, and then we'll exhale, planting the hands down on the blocks or the ground or underneath the feet, and we'll come into a forward fold. If it feels accessible to you, you can come in and out of this a couple times. So inhaling and exhaling. And last time, inhaling here, and then we'll exhale and bring the feet to parallel, coming into a forward fold. Full deep breath. Nodding side to side, front to back. And then either bringing the hands to the thighs if there are any low back issues, or rolling, or reverse swan diving up. Inhaling, palms together, exhaling down through the midline. Noticing what it feels like to stand with the feet against the ground, crown reaching upwards. So let's bring the feet a little further apart. Feet a little further apart and out at a 45-degree angle. And we'll inhale, arms up overhead, and then we'll exhale, tracking the knees over the big toe, bringing the arms down to our sides in goddess pose. If you'd like, you can stick out your tongue and make a funny face, crossing the eyes and making any sound that feels expressive and releasing and supportive of your being tonight. So inhaling and exhaling. Some people are beginning to feel pent up. So what are the ways that we can express our energy that doesn't harm anyone else? Inhaling and roaring like a lion. Inhaling, and then we'll exhale down through the midline, pausing, and we'll heel toe inward. Feeling the crown reaching upwards, the spine lengthening. Noticing sensations. Did this one last week, I believe. One of my favorite poses, whirling moon. We're bringing the left palm in front of the pelvis, lifting the right arm as if we were going to throw a ball over towards the left. And we'll exhale, lifting the left leg, and then inhale, switching. And go ahead and move at whatever pace feels comfortable for you. This is wonderful for integrating the right and left hemispheres of the brain and building our flexible thinking and feeling. And slowly winding down, we'll shake the body out. And pausing to notice sensations in the body, especially that feeling of aliveness. Once again, can I feel lucky to be alive in this precious moment? And as I observe my sensations in the body, can I allow that to be a reminder of the preciousness of this life? We're going to do another dynamic movement that will be good for, again, the integrating of the right and left hemispheres of the brain. So we'll bend the knees and cross one leg over the other. So I'm crossing, I'll just say cross the right leg over the left. And then we'll inhale, extending the arms. And we'll cross, this is already a balance challenge, as you can tell. We'll cross the left arm over the right and then bend, coming up into eagle. Just momentarily here, feeling that stretch between the shoulder blades. And then we'll inhale, extending outwards. And exhale, crossing to the other side. So now the left leg is on top and the right arm will be on top. And we'll move with the breath, inhaling to open, exhale to cross and close. Inhale to open, exhale to cross and close. Wonderful coordination challenge, balance challenge. And a delicious stretch in the upper back. And we'll inhale here. And last one. Inhaling, open. Exhale, relax and release the arms down. One deep breath. And then bringing the hands to the hips, we'll make circles. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Reversing directions. Really feeling the feet grounded here, rooted down. Noticing the movement of all the little muscles in the feet to keep us balanced and to shift the weight or help to shift the weight. And we'll pause here. Connecting with the element of water. We'll make figure eights with the hips. So exhaling down, inhaling up. We're making vertical figure eights. One hip lifts, the other one drops, then we switch. Connecting with our infinite self here as we draw the infinity sign with our hips. Last one. And then we'll Come into horizontal infinity signs. So one hip comes forward, the knees bend to support this movement. And we move like the water. Reversing directions. And again, feeling the feet against the mat. If you'd like to allow the eyes to close, you're welcome to. And we'll come to stillness for a moment. And then making circles with the head and neck. Exhaling forward, inhaling up and back. Once again, here you're welcome to make noises. So inhaling quietly, and then we'll exhale. Great way to stimulate the vagus nerve and bring our body and energy into our parasympathetic response to rest and digest. Reversing directions if you haven't already. Exhaling forward. Inhaling up and back, and remembering to extend through the crown of the head and not collapse into the cervical spine. And then getting into the jaw here, relaxing the mouth. And making our way to stillness. And we'll pause for a moment. And then I'll invite you onto your backs on the mat. We want to do a bit more core strengthening to continue to make a more powerful container for hosting all of the ebbs and flows of life, all of the ways that we are having to adapt to change at this point. All right, so the palms can lie flat on the ground. We'll take a moment here just to feel the contact of the earth. Beautiful. And then pressing in through the left leg, we'll lift the right leg to whatever angle it reaches comfortably, and then we'll bend the right leg, exhaling and extending onto the mat. And switching sides, inhaling left leg, bending and extending. Go ahead and continue to alternate legs, pressing the belly button towards the spine so that we're really engaging the abdominal core. Or if you'd like to intensify the core strengthening for the core challenge, you can press your legs together and use both legs at the same time. And notice if you're beginning to hold tension in other parts of the body. You can relax the shoulders and the jaw and keep the forehead nice and relaxed, even as you move. And let's reverse directions, inhaling And exhaling with legs extended. So inhaling, bent legs, lifting up to an angle, and then extending with straightened legs. And once again, you're welcome to continue to alternate doing one leg at a time here. Whatever you're doing, make sure that the abdominal core is really engaged and you're not trying to do the work with your forehead and your jaw, because you won't get very far. And last one. Pausing to relax and release, allow the palms to face upwards and the whole body to fully relax for a moment here. Connecting with the navel center. Feeling if there's a pulsing or a heat emanating from that part of the body. Let's bring the feet to the mat. So knees directly above the heels, and then palms facing down underneath you. We'll inhale, beginning to lift the hips, and exhale, relaxing and releasing back down to the mat. Moving dynamically with the breath, in dynamic bridge, exhaling down, feeling that massage of the spine against the ground. If you'd like to add in the arms, you can lift arms up and behind you, and then exhaling, bringing them back down towards the sides. We're synchronizing the movement of the arms, the hips, and the breath. And maybe last one here, inhaling up. And exhaling, arms back down. And if you'd like to come into the full expression of the pose, either interlacing the fingers underneath your body and rolling onto the outsides of the shoulders, or maybe reaching for the heels. Full deep breath here. And slowly releasing the shoulders and then exhaling down vertebra by vertebra. And we'll take a moment here with the knees together and the feet wide apart, breathing. Wonderful. Let's see, do we have time? Yeah. Let's roll onto the bellies for a moment. And I've noticed that my shoulders from doing too much computer work have started to feel sore. So we'll extend one arm. Let's see, can you see that? Extending the right arm on the mat, palms facing down. And we'll bring the left hand to a push-up position. And we'll start to gently press and turn the body, stacking the hips on top of each other and stretching the arm and shoulder. And if you'd like, you can bring that left foot to the mat with the knee bent. Maybe shifting a little bit. And if it feels safe and comfortable, you might lift that arm, the left arm up and back, and maybe tuck it behind the hip. Full deep breath here. And then slowly unwinding. We'll make our way
to feel the abdomen on the earth and extend the other arm. Inhale here like we're hugging the earth that sustains us in deep gratitude. Feeling the abdomen rise and fall with the breath. And then inhaling, we'll bring the right arm into push-up position and gently begin to roll over, stacking the right hip on top of the left. And then perhaps bending that knee. And bringing the foot behind the left leg. Full deep breath here. It's a little bit awkward to give you the instructions from this posture. Full deep breath. And then gently rolling back onto our bellies. We'll bring the opposite cheek to the mat. And once again, full body earth hug. And then we'll go ahead and roll back onto our backs. We did quite a bit with the hips today. We'll make a number 4 with our legs by crossing the right leg over the left, bringing the right heel to the left knee. Just taking a moment to really engage the foot and leg here. We'll press with the strength of the hip, press the right knee away from the body. And then as or when, if you're ready, you can lift up the left leg, bringing the right leg closer towards the torso, and then interlace the fingers either behind the thigh or around the shin. We'll breathe deeply here, rocking side to side, especially over towards the left. Bringing the foot back down to the mat, unwinding. And we'll inhale here. You can bring a hand to the abdomen and one to the chest. Breathing into those points of contact. And then we'll go ahead and switch sides, crossing the left leg over the right, engaging that left leg, pressing the knee away from the body, just using the strength of the hip and thigh. And then if you're ready, you can lift the right leg, interlacing the fingers behind the right thigh or around the right calf. And breathe here. Shoulders reaching down towards the mat so that we're really maximizing the strength even in the arms. And then feel free to rock side to side. And again, especially as we rock over towards the right, we really get a deep stretch in the outside of the hip. And relaxing and releasing. I'll invite you to go ahead and extend the legs out on the mat. We'll inhale. One deep breath here, integrating those last few poses. Then I'll invite you to extend the arms out into a T And bring the shins either to parallel to the mat, or you can keep the feet on the mat with the knees bent. We're going to come into a dynamic supine twist. Exhaling, knees dropping to the right as we gaze to the left. Inhaling to neutral. Exhaling to the other side. Full deep breath here. And then coming back to neutral. We'll extend the legs onto the mat. And relax and release fully. So as usual, if you'd like a bolster or blanket underneath the back in order to invite the chest to open a little bit more, then that's always an option. I love using a bolster. And I'll come to a seated position. Walk you through a bit of a guided visualization as you relax. So here in Shavasana, we once again connect to that infinite part of ourselves. And to the best of our ability, we let go of the rest. Just for this moment, we practice letting go and just being that spirit. And being connected to all that is. You release the control of the breath and let the breath flow freely. We allow ourselves to melt deeper and deeper into the loving embrace of the earth beneath us. If it feels nourishing, you can imagine yourself in a pristine place in nature. As with each breath, you continue to release a little bit more deeply into the embrace of this beautiful place. Filling ourselves with the medicine of nature with each inhalation, and making each exhalation an offering back
a gift of gratitude and reciprocity. You're welcome to add some words in. I give and I receive. Maybe just thank you. Maybe I am here, or I am alive. Thank you for this precious life. Finding the words that feel nourishing and authentic to you in this moment. We'll repeat them a few more times with each breath. And I'll invite you to deepen the inhalation and exhalation, expanding the abdomen as you breathe. Feeling the wave of the breath, like the tide rolling in and out. And then beginning to wiggle fingers and toes and make circles with the wrists and ankles. And stretch the body, maybe reaching the hands and feet away from each other and slowly rolling over onto one side. We'll curl up into a fetal position for a breath or two. And then gently we'll press ourselves up to a seated position, closing much the way we began, allowing the head to come up last, and then bringing the palms together in front of the heart center. We'll send out peace and gratitude and well-being to all beings in all times and spaces, and especially to any beings who are suffering in this moment. May they receive endless waves of compassion and care from our hearts. And may all of the structures that need to change so that we have a more live in and participate in a more harmonious world. With that, I'll chant Om Shanti 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 Hi, which means Om peace, peace, peace. You're welcome to listen or join in. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me tonight. Have a beautiful evening and a wonderful week. I'll see you next week on Thursday, not on Wednesday. Wednesday's my child's birthday, so I'm gonna make sure I have a nice long dinner with them. Thank you. Mwah. Rest well.